Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
It is almost complete.
At last.
Good morning, Night Vale.
Hi, everybody. Welcome again to our show. I'm Symphony, the lovable teen militia leader who plays Tamika Flynn.
I'm Hal Lublin, and I play Steve Carlsberg, your favorite.
My name is Meg Bashwiner, and I play everyone and no one. I play Deb, and I am the proverb lady, and I care a lot about you. And I care a lot about this show, Good Morning Night Vale. So this is the chat show where we take a look back at previous episodes of the hit popular podcast, Welcome to Night Vale, and we share behind-the-scenes information as well as fun new information like fan theories and our personal fan theories.
Here's the description for this week's episode. Learn about the storied history of Night Vale during this special week's celebration, plus psychological assaults on tourists, highway construction announcements, and metal detectors in schools.
Yep, it is episode 7, History Week. So yeah, we're taking a look back at History Week. What were our reactions and revelations when we went back and took a listen at this?
Oh my goodness, you guys. Again, this show is like talking to me about, I'm like, how did they know? How did they know? Especially when we're talking about schools and metal detectors and guns in schools and how apropos that is, especially in this environment right now.
Yeah, absolutely. With the whole section on the metal detectors and how the metal detectors the parents are upset that there's metal detectors in school because the children have been given weapons by this organization, and that how dare the teachers and the school tell them what they need to learn. It's just like, yeah, it's like they're speaking to us from the past to the future about what's going on now. I mean, also, it was what was going on then, too. School shootings are unfortunately not a new thing.
And they haven't stopped.
They have nothing, literally nothing has changed. So, It's only gotten worse. So even in Night Vale.
It's really, it was it was an uncomfortable listen. Very uncomfortable because certainly it was nothing new by then. For sure it wasn't. It also feels like it continues to pick up in frequency and intensity. And because of that, like I have a very high threshold for things that make me uncomfortable, specifically in comedy, maybe too high a threshold, something I have to sort of put a governor on when I'm creating stuff. But this, for me, I was like, wow, it's so clearly satire. And yet it's almost like satirizing Trump at this point, where you can't really satirize him because he is like a walking joke all the time.
He's a walking caricature.
Yeah. He's almost like, inured from that. So this was like, oh wow, it's almost like it doesn't go far enough in its satire for 2018 in a way that maybe it did go far enough in 2012. Am I alone in that feeling?
Yeah, agreed. Especially in the part where Cecil comes in and Cecil takes an opinion like, how dare they tell us what they can have and not have in schools? And then he kind of launches into the what's next, removing the line, praise the beams, praise ye all-knowing beams that guide our lives, our hearts, our souls from the Pledge of Allegiance. And then so it also like it doubles down on this like this authoritarian need to pledge the allegiance and allege the flag. And it's like, oh, it's weird that we put I think in 2018 we wouldn't allow Cecil to take that opinion, but because it is such this clear satire in 2012, it works.
I actually wrote the note creepy, and this kind of like it starts that sort of like the inaccurate host, the unreliable narrator thing for me. I mean, we've already felt this way, but like that Cecil would be like, oh no, how dare they try and take what these corporations, these secret societies are trying to give our kids. I just think that's really interesting.
Yeah, it is. I think if this started in 2018 and this were the 7th episode just as it stands, I don't think Cecil would have the sympathy moving forward from a large portion of the audience. But, you have to, if you're coming to this from the first time, you do have to listen to it with a fair amount of context and understand, Night Vale is clearly out of time as an environment and a universe, but you have to think of the time during which these episodes were written and what this meant 6 years ago in a way that it doesn't carry this. The satire is the same thing is being satirized, but the impact is different in 2018. So you kind of have to put those lenses on, or earmuffs.
Earmuffs, absolutely, yeah. I mean, sure. The culture is so different now. I mean, yeah, the school shootings are not a new thing, but yeah, it really is. At this point, especially after Parkland, and the Parkland students kind of saying like, we have the microphone and we're not letting go of the microphone until you do something. And that's not something that we really have seen before on the topic of school shootings, is like, no, we can't lose focus here. We have to keep drilling and going forward. Yeah. So yeah, that is the 2018 vibe, is that there's children everywhere saying that they're afraid to go to school, which is maybe wasn't necessarily the case in 2012. It was, but now it's because it has happened so much lately that it is, parents and children are afraid all over this country about this. Yeah. Was it the third cause of death for children is shootings?
Wow.
The number 3 thing that is killing children in America are guns.
Jeez.
And the thing is, it's such a simple thing to fix. It's like, we can't fix cancer. We can try to make cars safer, and we can fix it. We can try to do these things that require a lot of science and a lot of time and research to work on car safety and cancer. But the gun thing is really simple. It's the one that you can't take cancer away instantly. You can't take car crashes away instantly, but you can take guns away instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least some sort of regulation.
Yeah, I'm one of those left liberals that's like, nope, no guns for no one. I understand that there's other people who think other things, but yeah, I am as far as you can go, where it's like, yeah.
No guns, no how, no way.
Yeah, replace all the guns with something soft, and then we can talk.
Nerf guns. I think if you really want to get your aggression out, I think a Nerf gun is appropriate. Or one of those soft bats, you know?
Yes.
Like you use in therapy?
Yes,
like the therapist
exactly.
Is like, you guys can hit each other and it's perfectly safe. And then, you know, if it's real bad, somebody's going to take the foam off and then it's eyeballs on the floor city. And you are all the mayor.
Then you just have a plastic wiffle bat left over.
Yeah, that's it. And then you can do some real damage.
Real stingy damage. In this episode, they one of the through lines that we find is all these points of interest that they talk about throughout the history of Welcome to Night Vale. And I thought it was so funny that the first one was from 4000 BC. First of all, like, there's so much wrong with that. Like, that our country, well, I mean, maybe the original peoples of our great nation were involved in the building of Night Vale. But 4000 BC, before Christ, friends, was a long, long time ago.
It sure was.
Let's name all the societies that were around then. Hey, that's a joke.
Society of Stage Directors and Choreographers. The Humane Society of Long Island.
Can we just say druids? Can we just say druids?
And High Society, the druids.
So they start out in 4000 BC. I love, my favorite part is when they jump forward. And they're like, the next installment is in the future.
Yeah,
and it's 2052. One of my favorite things about this episode is that it touches with the episode, the 129, which came out last week for us. For you, it came out. People who are listening to the show, it came out a couple weeks ago. But yeah, it touches back to, we find out why there is no mayor in 2052 and why there hasn't been a mayor for 30 years. So it is something that happens in episode 7 is paying off in episode 129. So I won't spoil it for those of you who are not caught up at this point. But get to episode 129 and you'll find out why there hasn't been a mayor in 30 years or over 30 years starting in 2052.
It's brilliant. This episode is very heavy. Like heavier satire, I think, than we've had in any of the episodes previous in terms of statements about gun control, about the idea that the cave paintings from 4,000 years ago were power washed away by someone whose religion doesn't believe in history or the past.
Yeah.
Is, you know, that stuff is all over the Apache tracker.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the idea of Native American stereotypes. I mean, everything is sort of up for discussion in this episode.
But I think they were really finding their voice at this point. And like, you could even hear it, I feel like, in Cecil's character. Like, we're really starting to develop who he is as a person. Like, the way he's reading it, you can hear, like, as an actor, you can hear more thought. Like, there's more history there. You know, like, Cecil's really starting to develop as a person to our listening ears. And I love, as the person who plays Tamika Flynn, that they start bringing in the library, and what a terrible and odd place that is. They don't bring up the librarians yet, but there is a specter in there. So
yes,
I just like that a lot of these things are starting to form here.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I also like that we get to see, I mean, Cecil's, especially in these first 7, he seems to be constantly in danger. This time because of his talking about the city council,
right?
And the history of the city council originally being the town elder council in 1824. Then all of a sudden he has to report for re-education, which I always believe is just 5 guys with pipes that will smack you around until you either swear not to tell about it anymore or they beat the memory out of you.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I was just going to ask everybody what they thought about the re-education. Like, I imagine it like very Handmaid's Tale, you know, like psychological torture to make you do whatever they believe or do whatever they want you to do.
Right.
I pictured it as like a weird science where they like kind of like put you under and then mess with your brain and like reprogram you.
Oh, wow. Like literally take a surgical approach.
Yeah, like they, anesthetize you and put you in front of a bunch of weird lights and erase your memories and put different memories in their place.
It's like a violent version of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yes.
Or Clockwork Orange.
If Symphony, if your idea of it were true, would it be the same person that the tourism board is trying to find, who's been psychically assaulting tour groups?
Oh, yes. That they're part of like, I imagine that it's like someone who is like, that's their department. It's like being like, okay, there's like things going on. We've got to fix this because our Yelp ratings are down.
Yes.
It's not good. And that's very important to Night Vale is the tourism here.
I definitely also, the idea of a place overrun with puppies is like a dream.
I know.
The puppy infestation. Yeah, that is a dream. It's a tender, tender dream of mine.
First I was like, it would be great to have a place filled with puppies. And then I thought, like, what are the downsides? And
but like filled how much? Like just covering the floor or like filled up to the ceiling with puppies? That's
too many puppies.
That's too many puppies.
There is that when you have to wade, like go full body into puppies like it's a snowbank.
Could you breathe, you think? If you're just like inside of a giant puppy pile.
Can the puppies breathe?
Yeah, that's my concern.
I mean, if we take it from hoarders, the answer is no.
Oh yeah, then you get like here's the closet full of cat skeletons and old copies of the New York Post, not the Times. This person wasn't classy. Let's go best case scenario here. You got a place overrun with puppies. They're just all over the floor. There's a puppy everywhere.
Okay.
That's a lot.
They're not stacked.
Yeah, that's a lot of pee and a lot of poo, and it does not smell good.
It smells bad.
It's unmanageable. Yeah. And they're all dirty. They're just living in filth.
But you'd love them anyway.
Oh, I would wash them off tenderly.
I love you, Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Yeah. And Mr. Poopy Butthole the second.
Mr. Poopy Butthole Jr.
Yeah. Reginald P. Butthole.
And I'm gonna posit this right here. So if puppies, a pile of puppies that are all peeing and pooping all over themselves infestation would be disgusting. Now imagine like a cockroach infestation where you have a pile of cockroaches that are all, you can't like really see their pee and their poo, but it's got to be there. So those type of infestations are equally as disgusting, but a lot less cute. So I think if you're going to be infested with something that's like in its own squalor, being a disease-ridden mess, at least it should be soft. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
And something that that will lick your face and be like, "I love you, I love you." At least you get feelings.
Warm. Yeah, that's like warm. Like you can snuggle. Like it's a snuggleable thing, and
and you can see it enough to like you could wash it off if you were very diligent and like didn't have another job. All you did was wash puppies all day and clean up shit. Like you'd be good, but that's literally all you'd be able to do.
What life is that?
Eventually you could train the puppies to shit elsewhere though. That is like,
that's true.
If you had some outdoor space for them, like a really large field, you could really manage that poo.
But you definitely cannot train cockroaches.
No.
I just don't want to hear any comments on this. I know somebody's gonna be like, well, you actually, and I'll be like, no, you can't train a cockroach. That's disgusting.
Not in any meaningful way.
We spent so much time thinking about if we could, we never stopped to think if we should.
I was once working on this show that required an aquarium full of cockroaches.
What?
And
was it called Nightmare Show?
It was a fear-based show. And
bitch, did you work on Fear Factor?
Yeah,
I did not work on Fear Factor. This was a play. That I worked on. That
Fear Factor, the musical?
That one of the interns every night had to put the cockroaches back in the aquarium.
Ugh.
And I think that they panicked or something while they were like a cockroach jumped out and touched them and they dropped the aquarium.
Shut up.
They dropped the glass aquarium full of I think we ordered them. So I think we ordered like 100 cockroaches.
That's more cockroaches than you should have.
100, like a glass aquarium full of 100 cockroaches just shattered all over the floor.
So not only cockroaches, but glass.
So 100 cockroaches and broken glass.
Gross.
And for every cockroach you order, there are 1 million that you didn't order. So imagine how many cockroaches that is.
They came in like a Chinese food takeout box.
Shut up.
It's like, yeah.
Were they little and did they grow, or were they all the same size?
They were not in captivity long enough for us to see any growth, because I think like a week after we got them, that was when the intern dropped them and they were scattered to the four corners of that theater.
They came in a Chinese takeout box. Did you order them from Craigslist? Where did they come from?
I don't remember where they were procured from. Some sort of cockroach market.
It was the dark web. It's the dark web.
It's the only place. It's the only place you can do it.
So let that be a lesson. Never make downtown theater in New York City. That's lesson number 1.
This is carrying over from the drawbridge that maybe if you're in a city where like you can get anything here, you can see a Broadway show, you can have a steak dinner at 3 a.m, you can have a Chinese food takeout container of cockroaches delivered to your theater. Anything
Whatever
you want.
This
is the city of dreams.
Or nightmares.
Or nightmares.
That sounds horrifying.
I'll take puppies. Yeah, if someone dropped an aquarium full of puppies, we could have made that work.
Can we talk about the traffic for 1 second?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can't read this other note that I have, but this one that says to sinkholes.
Oh yeah, the bribes.
Okay. I'm just going to tell you, I am terribly afraid of the idea of sinkholes. Does this scare anybody else? I see holes in the street, and I know they're just potholes, but they kind of look deep sometimes. I don't know if any of you live in Chicago, you would recognize this, but sometimes I'm like, wow, there's a big space in between where the hole starts and like what is down in there. But I am literally afraid of like getting sucked into the ground by a sinkhole.
I have a story for this.
Oh my God.
So when I was in high school, our football field, it was a Saturday in October, Verona, New Jersey. And
so there was going to be
a football game.
Yeah.
And they're doing their football game on the field, and they're doing a play. And then all of a sudden, one of the kids is just like hip deep in the ground. And a sinkhole had opened up and he got sucked into the field. And so they pulled him out, and then they like realized that they were on this field that was just like totally sinking. And so like there was a bunch of holes that opened up. And so they like stopped the game. And then for the rest of the season, they couldn't play on that field because the field was full of sinkholes, because when they initially built the field, like 50 years before that, they put a bunch of tree stumps underneath it, and the tree stumps started to rot and like disintegrate, and so that the like people started sinking into the field. So yeah, this kid, great kid, decent football player, got sucked into the field.
Did he die?
No.
Oh, okay.
How far down did he go?
He was like hip deep. So he was like his legs was like were all the way in.
Did you personally witness this?
Yes, I was in the marching band.
Oh,
so
right. Yes. Okay. I am also imagining just a little bit one of those scenes from like The Day After Tomorrow, or one of those disaster movies where like a football guy is running and the ground is like falling away behind him as he's running.
Yeah.
Do you know that scene? Like in every one of those disaster movies?
Yes.
That's what it was like.
Wow.
It took them a really long time to fix it. I remember the seniors being like, oh my God, we're not going to get to graduate on the field, because that's like where graduation was. I don't remember if they were able to get it together before June, but I think they like just might have done it. Just under. It took them like that long to put it back together.
What they have to do? Pull the stumps up?
You fill it with newspaper.
Pull up the whole field. Yeah, they probably filled it with something worse.
Jimmy Hoffa. Ha ha ha. Jersey joke, guys.
Jersey joke. I was going to say red sauce and meatballs.
There it is.
Big ziti. It's big ziti.
just like squishy.
Just everyone's ma's got to bake a pan of big ziti, and then we're going to use that and put that under the field. That's not how any of them talk. It's not.
But it is how all of them talk.
Yes. That's how they all talk when we make fun of them.
Yeah, collectively they talk like that. Individually, they're all snowflakes and different.
Make one tray of baked ziti each, and then we will use that for the field.
That's a lot of ragut.
It's a lot of ragut. A lot of mozzarella.
Mozzarella. And the gravy, the good tomato gravy.
Up next, we hear from fans and friends of the podcast about their theories, comments, and questions. But first, a conversation about this episode's weather, despite what you've been told by the two gallants.
So yeah, we've got Despite What You've Been Told by the Two Gallants. Fact about this song was also featured that was performed by the Two Gallants on an episode of Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Whoa.
So the episode 7 of Welcome to Night Vale and Jimmy Kimmel Live both share a musical interlude.
That's pretty cool. When I first heard this, first of all, I really liked the song, obviously. But then when I heard who it was by, I was like, oh, because I would have read it, the Two Gallants. Because I'm very Midwestern.
The Two Gallants.
Yeah.
The Two Gallants.
Joseph, when I was recording the credits for this, made fun of me a lot because I was like, Two Gallants. And he's like, can you say it not like you're from where you are? And I was like, okay, Two Gallants. Two Gallants.
Forget about it.
Don't be such a Tugalan.
Two Gallants. So yeah, this is a fun song. It's that like kind of punky, folky, rocky jam.
Yeah.
Which I like. It's a sweet jam.
Enjoyed it. I jammed out. I was jamming out to the jam. That was Jimmy jamming.
Jimmy Jam and the Beastmaster.
I was eating a hot, fresh Tugalance while I was listening to it, and it was.
I thought you were going to say a baked ziti.
The sauce was that was with a little baked ziti, with the ragut and the mozzarella, and the gabagol. I had all of it.
There's just a steady like laugh track of me in the background, just going.
All right, so we've chatted about the weather. Coming up after the break, we are going to go into the fan zone. Here's fan zone to hear from fans and friends about theories, comments, and questions.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
Now we're in the fan zone. So, Symphony, you had something that you wanted to read from Kara.
Hey, we're in the fan zone. Here's a 3-part. Shut.
We're in the fan zone. Let's fan it up and get in that zone. The fan zone. Fan zone. Fan zone.
Okay.
I swear if that gets edited out, I quit. I quit.
So we have a question here in our fan zone. It's a 3-part theory about episode 7. Cecil has knowledge of a meeting in 1824, despite all records being destroyed. I'm not sure which of my theories I believe the most, but this implies that either A, he is immortal, B, he has obtained knowledge that is passed down through radio hosts only during their transformation, or C, 1824 is still going on in one of the many iterations of Night Vale. What do we think about that?
That's very interesting from Kara. I think that there's a lot of interesting stuff in there to unpack. So yeah, do you think that Cecil's immortal and that he's been alive since 1824?
I don't think he's immortal. I think that time is super weird there.
So you're going with that it might still be 1824 in one of the many iterations of Night Vale?
Or that, like, it could have been, I don't know, because we'll get into this later with, like, the cassettes and all that stuff, but, like, you know, I feel like, like, a year for us might be more years for them or something, but also I think that certain information is passed down from host to host.
I think it's like Interstellar.
Okay.
Where you can somehow affect, I don't know am I the only person here who's seen Interstellar?
I saw it.
I have not seen that particular film.
You know the ending part, Symphony?
Yeah.
I think it's like that, without spoiling it for Meg. I think it's like that, but very commonplace. Like it's not as big a deal. They're like, oh yeah, I'm in this area. I'll just do this and plink, plank, plonk.
And then you're back in the other bit.
But all knowledge is forbidden. So to know those things, if you know it, you have to pretend like you don't know it. And
right.
If you don't know it, you don't want to know it.
Yeah. And I think Cecil is pretty good also about like something, knowledge comes into him and then immediately he's like, well, okay, or whatever, you know?
Yes.
So like, I don't think anything sticks too hard to him. He's like rubber.
Am I glue?
Yeah, it bounces off him and sticks to you.
That.
So yeah, thanks, Kara, for that interesting theory. And then we have, this is from Annie. Annie asked the question, what happened to make the public library so hated by everyone? So I have the answer to that, maybe, or an unanswer to that from another person who has called in. This person didn't say their name in their call. They did call twice.
Oh, okay.
I'm not just going to like give you their phone number and be like, I'm going to identify you by your phone number. So
it's the postman. They always ring
this
twice.
Is the last four digits of their their phone number is 7370. So if that's you, we're acknowledging you. And if that is not you, you can't call it and say weird things into the phone. So this person called twice, and they have some theories about the library. And their theory is that when the library went under renovations and became unknowable in the Glow Cloud episode, it changed. They think that it changed from the normal library to what it is now. They back this up by the fact that in the next episode, books stop working in a normal way. So this listener thinks that the library used to be normal, but when it was renovated into the monstrous place that it is now with librarians. So they think that like it used to be a normal library, which is why there's like some normal library stuff still in there. Like there's in the novel, like they talk about, they're like in the novel it says that there's yellowing pieces of paper on the wall. How did that get in there if there were these librarians in there? But it's because it hasn't. They're positing that it hasn't always been that way, and that maybe in the Glow Cloud episode, it was when it changed. So I think that that's interesting.
I feel like the library, yes, I think that could very reasonably be what happened. But later on, I think, coming from the character who talks about the library a lot, she does make mention of some stuff happening when she's young, when she was much younger. So I don't know if it was ever really super normal, but like, I think just like with anything in Night Vale, weird things can happen at any moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how did all those Helen Hunt biographies get in there?
You know, somebody just made a bad order. They thought they were ordering like 5 and they ordered like 500.
Really? They thought 5 was going to be the amount they needed? Not 2 or 1?
Well, I don't know. It could have been, they could have tried to type in 1 and it just like leaned on the 0 button, you know,
also,
or a cat touched it.
When Helen Hunt was hot, like Twister times, there might have been that kind of demand for her biography.
It's a very good point. She was a highly in demand actor and very
Not about
talented.
You.
Big fan. I'm a big fan. As good as it gets.
Was it? Yes, as good as it gets. Hey, is that the Hey-O, that one?
What? Wait, what movie? Wait,
that was the worst.
Tell me another thing that happens in that movie. What? I just want to see. I want to take your temperature and see where we are on this.
Is that the one where? Oh no, I'm getting that confused. Okay, I'm getting it confused. Woman? Yes.
Where he says "hua," not "heyo," because he's not a morning DJ.
Oh, that's so great.
Getting late over there, buddy. He's getting a little late.
But you know what it is? Honestly, I feel like they're similar movies. It's like a grouchy old man and then a younger woman that he kind of like falls enamored with. And like he's crotchety and then like...
That's as good as it gets.
He's changed by her love. But isn't he kind of like OCD or something too?
He suffers from obsessive compulsive disorder.
Right. Which I think, honestly, now in our current life of understanding mental illness is taken a little lightly sometimes.
Surely it is.
You feel like it's a problematic, it doesn't hold up to the test of time.
Right.
I think some of it is eerily accurate from personal experience.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't personally know. I just, sometimes I feel like mental illness shown in movies can be a little insensitive or...
Oh, yeah.
Not problematic would be a good word for it.
I don't disagree.
I have not seen As Good as It Gets since the 90s, I think. Or when did it come out? Probably like 2000?
Yeah.
97. It was 97.
97.
I just remember she was like, wasn't she like kind of draped along the bathtub, like, and she was like, had like her nude back was exposed, and he like drew a picture.
Greg Kinnear does. Greg Kinnear is the gay artist who is a neighbor to Jack Nicholson and gets robbed and beaten up, and Jack Nicholson takes him in and takes care of him. Melvin Udall is who he plays.
It's all coming back to me now. Well, there's also an adorable dog.
Yes.
He takes care of the dog first.
You need a cheeky animal friend in all late 90s, early 2000s movies.
So thank you all so much for joining us on Good Morning Night Vale, the Welcome to Night Vale podcast, where we do our best to try to reconstitute the plot of As Good as It Gets.
And welcome to As Good Morning as It Gets, our recap of minute by minute of As Good as It Gets. This episode is called Fresh Rolls.
Oh my God.
I have one. May I read?
Yes, please continue. Please. Let's drive forward.
Clarissa here has just some nice notes about the first 10 episodes. So we're talking about what we've already discussed and what we have yet to discuss. Clarissa says, changed my life, honestly. At the time, I was reading The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, very cool book, and that, combined with the episodes, gave my life a surreal quality unlike anything I have ever known. The sneers at the Apache tracker and Cecil swooning at Carlos were my favorite parts. Clarissa, thank you for sharing your thoughts. We appreciate it and glad that you enjoyed it and it had that impact on your life. And it is a very interesting cocktail to mix Welcome to Night Vale with The Hitchhiker's Guide of the Galaxy, because they are two very different ends of the spectrum of odd. They are both odd, but one is a little bit more lighthearted odd, and this is a more darker odd, but both are very satirical. So very interesting mix.
I like that Clarissa, like, her favorite things were the sneers at the Apache tracker. And I was like, good. I'm so glad that like they initially were just like, that guy's an asshole and he makes our town look racist, you know?
Right.
I thought that was really cool. And yes, Cecil was really hoping that Carlos would be like, so what are you doing this weekend? We've all been there, right? When you have a person you like and you're like, I hope they like me too.
It's the first 28 years of my life.
Oh,
Hal, you're a doll, baby.
It worked out.
you got a good one.
Yeah, you got a totally good one.
Right?
She was worth the wait.
She was.
Oh, I'm getting emotional. Just getting emotional thinking about love.
Mm-hmm. We love love. Like the love between Melvin Udall and whatever Helen Hunt's character's name was in As Good as It Gets. When he's like, you make me want to be a better man.
That is an excellent Jack Nicholson impersonation. I wish people could see you wearing the dark glasses too. Sometimes I wonder if like people are actually doing a Jack Nicholson impersonation or if they're doing a Christian Slater impersonation of Christian Slater impersonating Jack Nicholson.
Exactly. There's so many layers. It's a real labyrinth.
Also a wonderful movie.
And maybe in the next episode, we can try to piece together the plot of that.
Good morning, Labyrinth.
Good morning, the Labyrinth.
This episode, hands make faces.
All right. So I have another question. I have another question from Roxy with 2 X's for extra savings. I had just finished watching the episode of Parks and Rec where they introduced Ron's ex-wife, Tammy, the librarian. And I know, right? And listen to the episode of Night Vale concerning the library. And I was convinced that she was indeed all of them, just on a much more monstrous and overall worse scale. Oh, little did you know, Roxy, how bad the librarians actually were. But yes, Tammy was horrible, played by Megan Mullally, who is beautiful and a wonderful actress, and also Nick Offerman's wife, who plays Ron Swanson. And they are very funny. And Megan Mullally plays a wonderful librarian because she seems sweet at first, and then you realize how evil she truly is.
Yes, I love the trope of the monstrous librarian, just kind of out in other pieces of fiction and iterations. But I think it is interesting for Roxy to pick up on that and tie it back to Night Vale. And so Yes. I think that Tammy is worse than any of the Night Vale librarians.
Yes.
Because she's a sexual predator.
Yes.
Out of many things, other things that she's terrible about.
Yes. All right. So on that note, I think let's maybe say thank you and good night to all of our lovely audience members out there listening. Next week, we're going to be talking about episode 8, The Lights in Radon Canyon, and we're going to be speaking to the weather for that episode, who is a longtime friend of Night Vale, the incredible Danny Schmidt. So you will hear from us next week about The Lights in Radon Canyon, and we're going to get to chat with Danny Schmidt, and it's a super big treat for us. Thank you all so very, very much for listening, and good morning, Night Vale. Good morning. Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Hal Lublin, and Meg Bashwiner. It is edited by Grant Stewart. It is mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Special thanks to our fans who submitted their thoughts this week. Leave us a voicemail at 929-277-2050 or email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com to share your theories and ask questions or to tell us which bird you like. For more information on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Christy Gressman, Jeffrey Craner, Joseph Fink, and Adam Cecil. Today's adverb is suspiciously. The man walked suspiciously. The man talked suspiciously. The man said out loud to everyone, "Everything I do is suspect." The other men looked at the suspicious man and concluded there was nothing worthy of suspicion to see, for they were afraid that if they said what they suspected, the suspicion would be turned on them, and the rest of us would see that they were hiding in plain sight, so suspiciously.